coming through right on it. What are the chances? Pretty good if you're me. Good morning, folks. Appreciate you joining us again. Today we're going to be working on a spice rack base cabinet. Going to build it out of some scrap lumber. I got just about the perfect size here, and then this one here, I know it's oriented wrong, but it's going to be hidden from view anyway, plus painted, so it's not going to matter. And we'll build a face frame, we'll build a spice rack insert, and get it all together. Hopefully the thing will work. I've never built a spice rack before, but first time for everything. So we'll get started. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get my sides laid out and get those cut to the correct dimensions. These things are going to be 35¼ inches tall. Which, add on the 3/4 inch, will give us a finished height of 36. Of course, 3/4 inch will be your countertop. So let's get these things measured up. As I said before, they will be painted white, so it's not a big issue putting pencil marks on them, pen marks, as the case may be. Let's see. Looks like this end has been cut before. Actually, looks like both ends have been cut, so I don't guess it matters. This end down here looks like it's got a little tear out on it, so we'll cut on this end again. And of course, it's going to be 3/4 inch too short. So that knocks that plan in the head. I thought that board would fit. As luck would have it, I probably don't have another piece that's the right size. Well, shoot. I actually have a piece that's already cut and painted. Imagine that. Not sure where I had intended that to go. There it is. Pretty much perfect. Just needs a 1/16 of an inch taken off. We'll take care of that in short order. Let's take off this 1/16 of an inch. It's 35 5/16, and we need it 35 1/4. Go ahead and mark this one while we're at it. Let's see if this saw blade's sharp enough to do anything with. Okay, so I'm going to sand this down and put some primer on it. I could do this with a roller, but it's just as easy with a brush, if not easier, as far as the cleanup goes. Alright. That's got us a good first coat of primer on there. Okay, I'm going to cut out now for my toe kick. I've got me a little cheat sheet drawn. It needs to be 4.5 inches high and depth of 3.5 inches. So let's go ahead and get that cut out. And of course, I've got 4.25 inches up here, 4.5 down here. So I'm not sure which one it's supposed to be. I'll go with the 4.25. This cabinet's going to be on the left side of the stove by itself, so it don't really matter. You wouldn't be able to tell 1/4 inch difference from the width of the stove to the other cabinets, so we'll just go with the 4.25. We'll pull out the new jigsaw to cut this. I've never used it before. Brand spanking new XR DeWalt. Not even sure how to turn it on, to tell you the truth. Can't say that I like that little old clip in there. Let's pull that thing out. Kind of messes up my sight. There we go. Don't want to lose it. I might need it someday. Okie doke. Let's get the other one cut now. Next we will dado out for the bottom shelf. See where we want that bottom shelf to go. I guess I'll run it right out even with that bottom. Might as well. Thing here ain't sliding too good. Four and a quarter and 5 inches. That'll be kind of like that right there. Guess I'll use a router on that. Put this up here. Put it up here where I can hold it steady. Okay, now we'll get this back edge here routed out where we can put a back panel in it. I'm just going to go about 3/16 of an inch deep on that. I'm going to try to take all the 3/8 out at once. There we are. I think that worked pretty good. That'll give us a rabbited area to put our back panel in. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and cut out our back panel. So I'm making the top and bottom pieces of this little spice cabinet. I found a perfect size piece here that I can cut both pieces out of, and it's almost the perfect length. Our length needs to be 23 inches on both pieces. Go ahead and mark that. We'll chop that off with the chop saw. get those sanded down and put a coat of primer on them. I'm going to also put me a rabbet here in the top to receive the top. It'll inset in there just like so. That way I can staple it down to this part and it won't show any staples on the sides. Alrighty, let's go ahead and put this thing together. We got all our pieces cut up. Just need to find some glue. And we got plenty of that. We'll put the bottom panel in first. Get us plenty of glue in there. Don't want to be too stingy with your glue. Make sure we get in there even Steven. Now let's get the top panel in. Once again, we'll be liberal with our glue. Put some on that bottom edge there, or side, or top, or whatever you want to call it there. And put our top plate in, even it up. Alrighty. And we'll get our other side ready here. We'll do the same thing with it. Put glue in either track. There's plenty on there. And on the top part. Some down the edge, get it to come out. There we go. And we'll set this other side on. Oops. Alright, I will shoot a couple staples here and there. Let's go ahead and get our staple gun. There's how she will look, sort of. I need to get me a face frame on it. 5 7/16 by 30 7/8. Write that down before I forget it. I've just discovered a bit of a dilemma on drawer slides. I've only got 4 inches of room in here. And my drawer slides, of course, are going to take up 1 inch, which will leave me 3 inches. And I have to put screws to hold these up against the sides. My smallest screwdriver will just fit with 1 drawer slide in there. And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to put the other one in, because when you have both of them in there, my little screwdriver just will not fit. I could go at an angle angle of the dangle maybe. I'll have to think about this for sure. Okay, we're going to get our inner carcass built. It needs to be 29 inches tall. I'll go ahead and cut 2 of these things here. I need to get the face frame cut, get that done and over with. I need this cut at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, I need 30 7/8 out of 2 of them. 30 7/8. Five 7/16 minus 1.5 inches. That's going to be 3 15/16. 3 15/16. All right, boys and girls, so we're back again, working in the shop, working on the spice rack, and I'm going to use this pine to make the inner carcass to fit down inside of this base cabinet. My plan is this thing will fit in here much like a drawer. Let me see if I can show you how that might work. I'm going to basically lay this thing on its side and just build it like a drawer to slide in and out. Hang on a second, I'll show you. You can see here the drawer slides will go in there, centered up on this thing. I'll have them up like so, and then the carcass piece, it'll have this piece right here will go on the carcass and just slide in and out. And of course that's the piece will be over here in the center, and I think it will work just great. And we'll cut that to length over here at 28 7/8. Keep it from busting itself in the face. Alrighty, so we got all of our pieces here. We'll get this over here and get them slapped together. I'll sand off the edges a little bit. Get some of this sawdust off of them. Ragged and jagged edges. That wasn't too bad. It's got a little bit on it. Okay, I need to figure out where I'm going to put my shelves at. I will need, I think, 3 of those from my calculations. My calculations are using ground salmon. Basically, we're going to have, of course, the bottom shelf. It'll need to go at least that far. Let's see, we've got to take out the width of the boards also. My plan is I'm going to have the shelf and then a little dowel rod to hold things in. So things like this ground cinnamon, if I had a dowel in there, you need at least that high to get it out. How high is that? That's about 7.5 inches. I'm just going to use the table saw to cut my dados. I set my blade height at 3/8 of an inch. What we're doing here basically is cutting from 7 1/4 over 2/8. So my first cut, I had the blade set at 7 1/4 to 7 3/8. On this cut, I'll have it 7 7/8 to 8. That way it'll just cut out that 3/4 of an inch right there. There, got it whittled out, or my board will fit in there, like so. Now I'll show you how to whittle this out. Looks pretty good. I'll go ahead and get the other piece done here. Well, now I'll get my 3 shelves cut and get them put in. Okay, so this is the layout of how the shelf will look, and I'm going to want to put the dowel rods in to hold the spices in place. I think I'll put them up about that height, probably about 1 inch. I think that'll be good. Around about 1 inch. And I'm going to drill out a hole for this dowel rod to go into, probably about 3/8 of an inch deep. And then the other side, I'll do the same thing. Or I may even drill completely through on this end. I don't guess it matters. Maybe I'll go halfway on both of them. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm making me a mark 1 inch above this shelf on each of these. Shelf goes here, mark here, which is where I will drill in for the dowels. Now I need me a mark vertically also. About 3/8 of an inch. Yeah, still have room for that. Let's do that. Let's see what width these dowel rods are. Does it tell? 7/16 it says. Let's take a look, see. Pretty close. Just shy of 7/16. We'll find us a 7/16 drill bit and go to town here. Okay. Where are we at? 16 is right there. Get the thing out of there. I'll slice my hand open. Yeah, I hate this thing. Well, I don't know what that's hanging up on. Oh, shoot. Get out of there. Ridiculous. To not have that problem again, I'll hit my little starter hole punch. Okay. So here's all of our shelf parts with one coat of polyurethane on them. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lightly sand all these pieces and put another coat on. Now here we go. I'll put you up here and let you look over my shoulder. I may have already did this. If I did, I won't put this on. If not, you can see it. I'll use my little sanding pad. That's all the sanding I'm doing. Just light, slight, easy peasy. After I get done with this, I'll blow, tack, and not static it. I don't have a static gun. I'm not painting a vehicle. I'm not going to attempt to sand the dowel rods. This here's just to wipe off some of the sawdust. This is not a tack cloth. Alrighty. Let's blow that off a little bit. Now we'll find the tack cloth and clean them off. I'm gonna buy me a new tack cloth. This thing here is getting a little dingy looking. Whoops. Shouldn't have little bowls of paint thinner sitting around, I guess. Alrighty. That's got our tacking done. And we'll get the polyurethane going again here. This polyurethane, it don't give off a real bad stink, but it's just slightly annoying. Nothing like a lacquer. Lacquer will knock you down. This here coat, you'll probably be able to tell a little gloss to it after this. First coat, the wood absorbs it pretty well, so I mean you can tell it's on there, but nothing like your subsequent coats. Okay. I don't think I put any on the sides of these. Don't think I'd ever put the first coat on those sides. They will be seen, so Does need to have some on it. I'm hoping that I don't get in the dados so thick that my shells don't want to go in there anymore. That would have been a case for putting it together before you put the polyurethane on, but I don't like to do that. I'd rather fight with getting the shelves in there than fight with having to move the brush around every which way to put the polyurethane on an assembled cabinet. Well, it occurred to me this morning, and thankfully so, that once I get my cleat in the back of the cabinet, my depth is going to be just a little bit shallower, more shallow, whichever word you use there, than what I had originally thought. So my depth is only going to be about 23 instead of the whole 24, because I got to put a nailing cleat back there. I may have already said that, but my nailing cleat is going to require that I shorten this spice rack carcass. So I'm going to whack about 1 inch off all my shelves to bring that down a little bit. Like I say, I'm very glad I thought of that before I glued this thing up, because that would have been a disaster. Well, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but it would have been a lot of aggravation if I'd had to knock that thing back apart and saw those ends off. So let's go ahead and get that done before we forget it again. All right, that takes care of all that. Got our final coat of polyurethane on. Let that dry a few hours and slap it together. All right, this thing is dried up pretty good. A little tacky, but it'll be all right. I'm going to go ahead and assemble it. I'll get my stapler ready here. Air gun. I don't guess I'll use staples on it. Go ahead and get our air gun ready. Get our glue bottle, and we will put some glue in the dados. Make sure I get the right pieces here. All right, them two will be our ends. I probably need to get my rubber mallet. Get these things in place good. Alrighty. We'll be a little liberal with that glue. We'll lay these over and shoot some brads in them. Okie dokie. And we'll go ahead and put our dowel rods in before we put the top part on. It ain't the top, it's the side. I'm not putting any glue on these because they're not going anywhere. This here, I imagine this will be a little fun to try to get on there, but getting all 8 of those dowel rods to hit the holes. I'll go ahead and put the glue on the ends of those boards, shelves. And here we go. See if we can get all these holes to line up good. Well, I knew this would be fun. I just didn't know how much fun. Oops. Get one end in and the other end pops back out. Got one out over here. I think we got it. Might have to put a clamp on it. I actually need to put my top and bottom on it too, I guess. Go ahead and get a brad in that. Get that glued up and put on. Shoot just a couple brads here. Let's go ahead and get them clamps on there, pull that together. Alright, we're going to get us a little primer on this face frame. I got it sitting on a table here upside down. I don't know if you can tell that or not. You could, because there's no kick plate down here. I'm just using a brush. Like I say, it's just a primer. Plus it's a small area to paint here, so this side will be up against the stove. But you'll be able to see it when it's pulled out, so try to make it look good. Alrighty, that looking pretty good there for a coat of primer. I'm going to use a round over bit to put me a round over edge on the inside edges of these this spice rack. You can see the rounded off edge there. Sort of keep your fingers safe a little bit. Go ahead and get the other side and put a little bit more polyurethane on there. Well, we're back again, and no, it's not a train wreck. We're just going to go ahead and put this spice rack on its slides and see if she'll slide in and out of here. It looks like it should be a fit. Spice rack plus the slides fits in the opening, so it should be good to go. We'll go ahead and get everything centered up and attached and see if that proves to be true. All right, I'm going to set y'all up at the back of this spice rack because there's just not enough room in here for me and you all both, or all three of us. So I'll set you up behind it there and you can see, hopefully, what's going on. We'll find out. So my slides here are, I'm going to make them bottom mount. If I can remember how to get them out. I think these slides have a little lever right here that you pull. Yep, that's the ticket. That'll attach to the bottom of the spice rack. This will go inside right down the center. I need to find the exact center and get it marked. So it is 4 inches. The exact center would be whatever half of 4 is. I'm going to go with 2. Let me crowd in here with you. Get that marked if I can. I want that right out to the edge. Actually, you're supposed to set it back about 1/8 of an inch. So I will do that. Make sure my mark is hitting right down the center on everything. And I'll get my punch. Try to punch it right in the center. Alright. We should be able to drill now. If I can get the drill back in there. Let's see if we can get it screwed down. Not a lot of room to maneuver in there. All right, I'll flip it over and get the top side. Alrighty, we'll flip that back over and then get the slides on the rack itself. Alrighty, y'all, it's a new day and we need to build us a door for this drawer. Actually, it needs to be set up, and that will be the spice rack. I've got the a board ready here. Just need to trim it down and do a little bit of routering on it, paint it, and it'll be ready to roll. So let's go ahead and get our measurements on this, which are 4 by 28.5, and I'm going to make the door to have a let's see, I guess we could do a 1/2 inch overlay. Let's do a 1/4 inch since the sides are so skinny. So we'll make it 4.5 by whatever, 30, 29. Find my tape measure. There we are. I know it's 4.5. Let's see what our length is. 29.5. So we'll make it 4.5 by 30 should be good. All right, there's our board. Now I need to get my router bit going. Figure out which one I need. I'll have to get one of the doors that we took off the other cabinets to get the pattern that was used many years ago. Slight little round over with a little edge on it, bit that'll match up to that. Right there might be it. Yep, I believe that right there. I believe that right there would fit the bill. We'll set the router up and see if we can get that to work. No. Decent edge on it. Alright, that's pretty close, but we'll measure it up against the original. Like it could go just a little bit deeper. Just a little. Alright, I think that's got it pretty good. Do a little sanding on it. Should fix it right up. Okay, let me take a sander to the rounded part here, clean it up a little bit. All right, I think we're good. I'll put some primer on it. Primer up, and she should be ready for paint. Well, folks, today we're going to be putting our handle on the front of the spice rack. This will be the door, so to speak, and we'll get her mounted, get the handle on there, and sand it up, see how it looks. So let's get going. First order of business will be to find a handle. Not sure where I put them. There they are. Grab one there. What did I drop? Oh yeah, my little thingamajigger. I need to stick that over here in this other cabinet with all the other junk. I'm gonna put some double-sided tape on here until I can get the holes correct. Set that up and hope it don't fall off. We'll drill some holes in there. Mount that thing on. I'll put one at the top and one at the bottom. And I guess I'll do one in the middle also. You know, ain't got nothing to hang on to down here much. Yeah, I'll go ahead and try to peel that thing back off. Get that tape off there. Now let me get a couple of screws and we'll put that on. I'm going to use these pocket hole screws for it. They should hold good. truth. Okay. Go ahead and hit them again so it'll go a little deeper. Luck would have it, I think that one come through right on the screw I had back there. I'd have to move her screw from back here. A handle coming through right on it. What are the chances? Pretty good if you're me. I'm very good at hitting screws like that when I don't intend to. You can see there it came through right underneath it, beneath it. Oh well, we'll make it work. Get me a bigger bit and put the handle on, then we'll deal with the holder screw. There's my bit for my handle. Go ahead and get the handle on, then we'll deal with the other part. Screws ain't long enough. I'm gonna have to find some longer bolts to put that thing on. Hope I have some. Right there might be longer. That one there is a little bit longer. That's crooked. It won't work. Well, shoot. Let's see if that one goes through. Nope. I guess I'll try the countersinking trick. Of course, my countersinking bit is not wide enough. See if this one's any wider. I believe it is. That should do the trick right there. I can get it to it. Alrighty, it's the moment of truth. Again. That bottom one works okay. Top one's a little bit more stubborn. There it comes though. It's pushing out sawdust. There we go. I think that is good. So, here's what we got. Get a little sawdust out of it. I need to put me a kick plate on it. That thing will be finished. Let's get that done. Go down the sides. Squeeze it together.
Phew.